I watch a lot of video essays. I've already done videos that critique a couple of them. One idea I've been thinking about is some type or types of miniseries for Deeper Dive. One I had been considering is basically a character morality list. But then I stumbled across a channel that does that. That usually makes me back off of an idea until I see them do something that I think needs improvement. That day has arrived. The name of the channel is
Wicked Binge.
I've watched a few of their videos and I definitely consider myself a fan. Their series that I'm referencing is called Good to Evil. I've watched a couple that I didn't have much context for and just took their word for it. But I recently stumbled across one they did for one of my favorite series of all time, Breaking Bad. And yeah, they got it wrong. Here's what they got wrong and what I would, potentially will, do differently when I do this kind of thing. First, a disclaimer. They used characters from Breaking Bad, El Camino, and Better Call Saul. Since I'm not up to date with Better Call Saul, I won't be discussing any of the characters that only appear on that show. With that out of the way, the first thing I would do is give some type of idea of the metric that I'm using to define characters in whatever moral category. I can't say they never have. I haven't watched every video, but I would at least summarize it in every video. Let's get to the actual list. We have to start off with an immediate flag on the play.
Gold medal of good goes to Hank Schrader.
That is just simply not true. Hank is not a hero. He may seem like a saint compared to some of the other characters here, but no. He's not that great a person, and I feel like the person who made this video knows that.
Casually pulling out his handgun to show to his nephew kinda works as a good reflection of his character.
I guess so, but it doesn't point toward that character being good.
Confident, masculine, and maybe a bit reckless.
Maybe? The word they choose to go with is maybe. Okay.
One could argue that Hank has issues.
No, I don't think that there is any argument here. It's pretty clear that every character in that pilot has issues. Let's talk about Hank's. He's overconfident and super prideful, which actually lines him up with Walt instead of contrasting them. He's a mild racist and sexist. His default is to belittle and insult people, whether while joking around or when he's made to feel insecure. His insecurity issues are another thing that line him up with Walt. He goes to pretty shady lengths to cover up his wife's fatal flaw that we'll talk about when we get to her. He shows the capacity to not care about people's well-being as long as his goals are accomplished. Mind you, I haven't mentioned any specific acts yet. Let's continue.
Some people, although not me, would argue his views or jokes can be problematic.
You exuberant Mexicans.
I got you $20. It says he's a beaner.
Yikes.
Hank is, without a doubt, the most honorable person on the show.
I think Gomez and several of the other minor characters who you conveniently chose not to include would take issue with that assessment, but go off.
Even going after Walt when he discovers the truth.
Because you. All along it was you!
Honor runs through Hank's veins. It's what fuels him.
Well, not really. This isn't to say that Hank isn't an honorable man at all, but it would be more accurate to say his pride is what fuels him. When he found out it was Walt, he could have simply called his people. But no, he had to let Walt know that he knew, and he had to be the one to bring Walt in. That's not honor, that's pride, that's hurt, that's vengeance, that's not justice.
With Walter White being the anti-hero of the show, Hank is definitely the hero.
Again, no. I'll give you one through-line example of something a hero wouldn't do. He mercilessly beats Jesse because he thinks Jesse made the call that led to him thinking his wife had been seriously injured. But here's the thing. That call didn't actually put anyone in danger. I mean, you could argue that people on the road were in potential danger because Hank was driving in the mindset that he was in, but that's a reach. Hank later reflected on this incident and admitted it was the wrong thing to do and that effectively he isn't the hero he thought he was. Later, once he found out Walter was behind everything, he didn't react to Walt the same way he reacted to Jesse. Yet and still, when Jesse started working with him, Gomez pointed out that he may be leading Jesse into a trap, and Hank showed that he simply did not care. Some hero. Now, the most egregious misstep of the Wicked Binge video is putting Marie in the good category.
Marie Schrader is up next. Admittedly, a bit nosy when it comes to others' business, she tends to pry in matters which annoys her sister Skylar, sticking by Hank's side after he's badly wounded and aggressively pursuing the expensive physical therapy treatments he needs to heal. That said, upon learning Walt's secret, she begins to showcase her darker side.
Wait, what? They spent 1 minute and 10 seconds talking about Marie in total and never once mentioned that she is a virulent kleptomaniac.
Hello?
7.5, maybe, I don't know.
Excuse me. Do you have these in black?
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, you need to be wearing footies before you try this on?
I'm extremely clean.
And as a result of that, a habitual liar. Like, lying to the point of delusion. This has me wondering what agenda they're trying to push or if they just didn't actually watch the show.
It's my personal favorite show ever made.
Yikes. Because like someone arguing in bad faith, they misrepresent something as a steelman,
telling Walter to his face that he should kill himself to save his family from the burden of his criminal past.
for the opposite of what they are trying to prove. The reason this is a misrepresentation is because this isn't the first time she hints or insists that Walt dying would be better for everyone. And because the ultimate steelman for her not going in the good category is that she consistently steals things from people and they don't just gloss over it, they completely leave it out. So, I'm still thinking. I might give this type of miniseries a shot, but there are a few more tweaks I could probably make to feel justified in doing so. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.